You know Sneeko, the YouTuber? She tells a story. He's in Harlem and he was talking to some guy and he mentioned he was a YouTuber. So then he was having sex with his girlfriend with
Wait, who's he?
Sorry, Sneeko.
Okay.
He was having sex with his girlfriend.
You just changed scenes really fast. He was talking to this guy. He's a YouTuber.
Keep up, Chuck. Keep up.
Okay.
Okay, so Sneeko tells a stranger that he meets in the neighborhood. But they start talking. He goes, yeah, I'm a YouTube guy. Then Sneeko is in his apartment having sex with his girlfriend and his blinds are open. And he sees the guy recording him having sex. And he goes, I don't know what this is about. Maybe this is to extort me. Maybe he doesn't know that I'm not that famous. He wants to sell this to TMZ. Very stupidly, and he says it's stupid. He throws a bottle at the guy's window or something because he's just angry and he feels violated. This guy's recorded him. So then the guy comes over and they get into a shouting match. And basically he's like, I want to fight you. I want to beat the shit out of you. And Sneeko's like, you illegally recorded me having sex. And so now as a man,
is that illegal?
I think so.
Can you not point a camera at somebody's open window?
I don't know. Let's call it legal. Let's say it's legal.
I think it's illegal. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
That's illegal.
It's private property.
I can't point a camera at a window?
Not if it's looking into somebody's home.
Interesting. That's surprising, but okay.
I don't know the rules, but that's actually, luckily, that's not an important part of the discussion. So he basically says, he's like, now I'm in a spot. My girlfriend's there. My ego wants to fight this guy because he's challenging me as a man. If I back down, I feel like a failure as a man. If I fight the guy, I could get hurt or killed, thus not being able to support people financially, and also I'd be dead. I could beat the guy up. Let's say I win the fight. Now I get into legal trouble. I could call the cops, but now I'm a snitch because I live in Harlem and the neighborhood will turn on me. And he just said he said he felt very torn because he has a certain idea of what it means to be a man challenged to a fight because of his culture and his growing up and everything that's been told to him by the media. You know, you look superhero movies of people beating up bad guys and the reality of the situation. And so he said what he did is he didn't fight the guy and then he thought about moving. And then he felt like a coward thinking about moving. Like, was he running away?
Yeah.
And just thought it was really interesting because, there's a very strong argument to me that the absolute best thing and manliest thing you could do is not let your emotions get the best of you, not fight someone over nothing, and then also move to keep your loved one safe because he lives with his girlfriend at the time. But at the same time, like that's the messaging he's received made him feel like that's not the manly thing to do. The manly thing to do is stand your ground, do the fight. Like, so I just thought it was interesting because I agree with him. I think that what he did makes the most sense. And it was just interesting that it made him feel like less of a man.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this, that manliness, being a good citizen, being a good Christian, Rollo Tomasi would disagree with us, but I think these are just mechanisms of control. No, that's not to say that there's not differences between men and women, but the way that we explain and this culture of what it is to be a man is to literally influence and control people so that in these situations they behave in other situations they behave in ways that society is encouraging them to move towards. So I've felt similarly at different situations of my own life, and it's whether or not it's the manly thing to do. I think the freest thing to do is to be like, I don't give a shit what you think. I don't give a shit what this girl thinks. If she wants to dump me because of this, and weirdly enough, like that's freedom to go. You guys can perceive this however you want. I don't want to get punched. Don't want to go to jail, and now no longer want to live here. And I am going to leave and move elsewhere where I'm not surrounded by people like this. And is that manly? I don't know or care. You know what I mean? Like put it on whatever scale of cowardly or manly or whatever that you want.
Yeah, funny enough, it does. That to me does feel like the strongest. Like that shows the most internal strength of character almost. Just be like, I'm not going to let people's perception of me dictate what I do. But it is interestingly not the one that gets glorified necessarily.
No. That's literally why it's the stronger one from an internal perception, is because you will not receive any glory from that. You have to just enjoy the fact that you don't have a broken nose and live in a nice neighborhood. You know, like you have to enjoy your own experience and not someone else's reflecting on you what you mean to them at that point.
Why do you think humans care so much about their reputations?
I think it's very reasonable to say that your reputation was closely connected to your livelihood, your chances of reproductive success.
So you think it's just innate in your brain thing
Let's-
that comes from a different time and place.
Let's pretend that Sneeko cannot leave the neighborhood
Oh, no, I
because
get it.
there's
I get what you're
150
saying.
people, and if he blows it with this chick, nobody else wants to sleep with him because he's a coward and he can't protect them or anyone else. Like
Yeah, you're saying
now
it's
his
just-
genes are done.
It's just from you think it's evolutionarily.
Yeah.
People who didn't care about their reputation in the community didn't procreate.
Didn't make it.
And so we're just all left
Caring
with something
about
in
our
our brain that
reputation.
cares deeply about our reputation.
In a world where we can move cities and people will never know who we are, we can literally start over. That was not an option that existed for the majority of the human experience.
It's interesting. It almost seems like part of personal development is shedding that instinct.
Yeah, technology technology has evolved way faster than our brains, instincts, and habits are, and they clearly can be exploited so that you're on TikTok all day, and they can make you miserable. Whereas finding something novel out in the wild might have been like really good to focus on and play with this thing. That's a lot of what the challenges of the quote unquote first world problems that people face are. I have a prehistoric brain in modern times, and it just constantly sends me down the wrong path. Now I'm, locked into VR porn constantly. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.